everyone, I'm Courtney, and today I'm going to do my expense report for work. Every month, I have to do an expense report. An expense report lists all of the different expenses that I've accumulated throughout the month. I just went downstairs and got myself breakfast. I got coffee and I got this breakfast sandwich. And this is my last expense for the month. Our expense reports are due the last Friday of every month. And today is February 27th. Today is the last Friday of February. So it's time to do my expense report. The first thing that I need to do is add this receipt for the breakfast that I just got. So I'm going to add the receipt, and then I'm going to review all of my other expenses that I've accumulated throughout the month to make sure that all the information is correct. Some people on my team wait until the end of the month to do all of their expenses. They do it all at once. I don't like to do my expense report that way. Why? I don't like to do my expense report like that because I'll lose receipts, I'll forget what I spent money on. I prefer to put each expense in at the time that I purchased it. For example, I'm putting this breakfast in. I'm putting this breakfast receipt into my app right after I made the purchase. Okay, let me open the app. Okay, so the app is called SAP Concur. I'm going to open the app, and here are all of my expenses under the expense tab. There's the reports tab and the expense tab. Here are all of my expenses over the last month. So I'm going to click on the plus symbol, and I'm going to click on create manual expense. So now I need to click on add receipt, and I can take a photo, upload a file, or choose an available receipt. I'm going to take a photo, and this is my receipt from breakfast. If this photo turned out bad, I could retake it. But this photo turned out fine, so I'm going to hit done. Okay, the amount on the receipt. The amount was $18.75. Done. Next is expense type. So there's different types of expenses. I'm going to choose breakfast for this type of expense. The location is Orlando, Florida. The vendor is the company or business that sold the good or service to me. So I'm going to choose hotel breakfast. I usually write the name of the business, for example, McDonald's or Home Depot. I usually would type the name of the business, but I don't know what the name of the hotel breakfast is. So I'm just typing hotel breakfast. And then I have to leave a comment about why I had that expense. So for this, I'm going to say breakfast during the Disney Expo. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to hit this check mark and save my expense. And it will say processing, collecting receipt data. Okay, now what I need to do is go through all my expenses for the month. I need to review each expense. But first, I need to add all my expenses to a report. So I'm going to hit the three dots in the corner and select, and I'm going to select each of my expenses for the month. So I'm just going down the list and I'm selecting all of my expenses for February. I actually had a lot. I also have a few expenses from the end of January that didn't make last month's report. So I'm also adding those. Okay, and I'm going to hit move to report, create new report, and it's asking me for some information. So it already auto-filled the policy, the report name, the report date. I'm going to click on business purpose and type Pittsburgh rep. That's my title. I'm the representative for Pittsburgh. And I can skip event because it's not event specific. And the comment is February expenses. So I'm going to hit the check mark. And it's moving all of my expenses for the month to this February report. Normally, it's a good idea to name your reports with something to do with the date. Okay, now at the top, you can see there are 45 errors. There are things I need to fix. So let's go into each expense and see what's wrong. So breakfast. Oh, it's saying that it's missing the required fields, which is business purpose. Okay, so in business purpose, I'm going to type Pittsburgh rep. I'm going to copy that and hit the check mark. And I'm going to add the business purpose for each expense. So I'm going to paste it for lunch. I'm going to paste it for yesterday's breakfast. On yesterday's breakfast, it's also asking me for the vendor name. So I'm writing hotel breakfast. Okay, so now I've fixed all of the business purposes. So I have 8 errors that I need to correct. So I have 3 main types of expenses. I have meals for myself, which get categorized under breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have client business meals, which is when I take other clients out to get food. And I have hotel expenses, which is when I'm traveling and I stay at a hotel. So I'm going to deal with my personal meal expenses first. So I'm going to scroll through and see if there are any breakfast, lunch, or dinner expenses that have an alert. So here I see lunch. I'm going to tap on lunch and it's missing the vendor name. So I'm going to look at the receipt. It looks like I ate at Dave's Hot Chicken. Dave's Hot Chicken. Can't type. Okay, and I'm going to save that. And it looks like that's all of my lunch expenses. This month, I also had airline expenses. I flew places, so we'll also need to take care of that. Okay, let's see what else has a red warning. Taxi/trains/subway/bus/tolls. This is for my Easy Pass for toll roads. So they just want me to upload a receipt. It says you must attach a receipt to this expense. So I'm actually going to go into my previous reports and I'm going to find the receipt that I use for taxis because it's the same one every time. So I'm going to take a screenshot and crop this receipt, save it to my photos, and then I'll return to my February report and I will add that receipt for the Easy Pass. I'm going to add that receipt. Perfect. Okay. And that warning should go away. Now we have 7 errors. So we have a hotel that probably needs a receipt. So it's asking me for the receipt here. And I'm also going to leave a comment. So I'm going to add a comment, hotel during events. Save that. And let's go find the receipt for $91.32. So what I like to do is add a receipt. Okay, and I'm going to upload this photo. What I like to do is I search by the number. It makes it easier to find. So I'll add this hotel receipt, adding image, and now my hotel has a photo. It has a receipt attached. Okay, let's scroll through and see what else. So there's another hotel for $101.58. So let's add the receipt, add folio, upload photo, and it was 101. So I'm going to add that receipt. Perfect. And another hotel for $123.17 on February 1st. Let's upload that. So 123. Ooh. 123. It looks like I'm not finding this hotel receipt. So let's try the name of the hotel. Fairfield. Okay. I'm going to have to search through all of my photos to find this hotel receipt. So I'll worry about that later off camera. Okay. Purchase services. This is my storage unit. So my storage unit costs $180.83 every month. This is where I store things for my company. So let's go into my email and search Guardian Storage and find the receipt and screenshot the receipt. And let's add the receipt for the storage unit to the expense. Okay. So now I have airfare. These are all of my plane tickets. So the receipts are already attached. It just wants me to add the cities that I traveled to and from. So for this one, I'm going to go from Orlando to Pittsburgh. Let's add that. For this undefined expense, it's a booking fee. The company that we book our flights with has a $10 booking fee. So I'm going to change the undefined expense type to booking fee and save that. And I have another airfare here for $158.40. And this flight is from Las Vegas to Orlando. So let's add in the cities traveled to / from Las Vegas to Orlando. And we'll save that. And once again, there's another undefined cost, undefined expense, but it's just the booking fee. So we'll add the booking fee. Perfect. So now it's saying that I have 2 errors, which one of them is that hotel, the hotel that we talked about that I couldn't find. What is the other error? Oh, it's an itemization. So for hotels, you have to itemize the receipt into the room fee and taxes. They're separate. So when I take care of that hotel receipt, I'll also itemize it. The last thing that I need to do before I submit this report is look at all of the client business meals. Client business meals are when I've taken clients out to get food, and I need to add attendees. I need to specify who was with me for these meals. So let's look at our client business meals. So this one is in Buffalo, New York, and I went to Tops. This is when I got a bunch of sparkling water for an event I was doing. And so let's view the attendees. So I always add myself, but I also need to add who was at the event. So this was for an account called Medved. So I'm going to add them. And now they're saved as an attendee. Let's look at the rest of my client business meals. Okay, this was at Target in Pittsburgh. Normally when I go to Target, I'm just buying snacks. Looks like I bought some cookies and some chips. This was for a clinic. So this was for a clinic with one of my stores called Dick's Sporting Goods. So I'm just going to add South Hills, DSG South Hills, and I'm adding them. And now they're added as an attendee. And then there's a few more here. Let's view the attendees for this expense. What did I buy? Bananas, water. Okay, this was for a demo run, so I'm going to add Fleet Feet. Fleet Feet is the name of the business. And I'm just going to add Fleet Feet Buffalo. Okay, they're owned by the same company, Fleet Feet Buffalo, Fleet Feet Rochester. Okay. And it looks like I have one more client business meal that I need to add attendees for. This receipt was for fruit snacks. So normally when I get fruit snacks, let's see, where did I get them? Oh, I got them in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to add DSG Homestead. This is Dick's Sporting Goods. Let's do DSG all staff. So DSG all staff, Dick's Sporting Goods all staff means that you got it for all of the staff. It doesn't make you type in the individual names. Okay, perfect. So I just have the errors left with my hotel. I'm going to see if I can track down that receipt. And after that, I'll hit this submit button at the bottom, and the report will get sent to my supervisor, and my supervisor will approve the report, or she'll tell me what things I have to fix. And after that, the company will reimburse me for my expenses. all of these expenses I've made on my own personal credit card. And so I need to have the company give me my money back for these expenses. That's called a reimbursement. They're going to reimburse me for my expenses. I hope that you learned something in this video. I'm Courtney. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.